Madhava Kunja Bihari
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari
Jayo Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira
Yamuna Tira
Vanachari
Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari
Jayo Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jayo Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radhe.
Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
जय कलयुग पावन हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
लाइट ऑफ करो जी। वीडियो में साउंड भी होगा।
Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for taking out your precious time and coming to attend this Bhagavad Gita class. So today we'll be discussing wonderful pastimes of Lord Krishna on the occasion of Shri Krishna Janmashtami. We just celebrated. As we all know, Lord Krishna's pastimes, they are all purifying. Lord Krishna, he is all pure, and anyone who comes in touch with the Lord, he becomes all pure. That's the power of the Supreme Lord. He never gets contaminated. Sometimes people, when they are called, अरे थोड़ा प्रोग्राम में आइए, थोड़ा मंदिर आइए, नहीं आज नॉनवेज खाया है, आज नहीं जाएंगे, आज थोड़ा भगवत गीता नहीं पढ़ सकते, भगवत गीता कंटामिनेट हो जाएगी. Just like the sun can evaporate water from anywhere, but sun never gets contaminated. Krishna, he is all pure and he never gets contaminated. He purifies. Anyone who comes in touch with the Lord gets purified. So today we'll be discussing wonderful stories of Krishna's birth and some of the pastimes which he has performed, which are prominently described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and especially in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We all know Bhagavatam is the body of the Lord. If somebody doesn't have deities in their homes, if they get Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam is the same as the Lord. And the 10th canto is the face of the Lord. Beautiful face of the Lord. So in the beginning of the 10th canto, as we know that this is this is a conversation going on between Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is cursed to die in 7 days. He gives up everything. He sits on the bank of Ganga. All the sages, they come. The most powerful personality of the Bhumandal is renouncing the world. Everybody came, and Shukdev Goswami, he was selected as the most important person who can speak the knowledge to Parikshit Maharaj. And then he described all the wonderful 9 cantos, various pastimes, various avatars. And then in the beginning of the 10th canto, Parikshit Maharaj says, don't think that I am hungry and thirsty. खाए नहीं है 4 दिन से कुछ. Maybe 4th day or 5th day. 10th canto is the biggest canto. It has around 90 chapters. Entire Bhagavatam has 333 chapters. Of that, 10th canto is the biggest. So that means in the beginning of 10th canto, it may be 4th day. 4 दिन से उपवास चल रहा है. हमारा 1 दिन का निर्जल उपवास होता है तो हरि बोल. So he is telling Shukdev Goswami, don't summarize things. Because what he did, Shukdev Goswami, he summarized entire 10th canto in 2 verses. 2 श्लोकों में पूरी कृष्ण कथा बोल दी शुकदेव गोस्वामी ने. So Parikshit tells, please don't summarize. Don't think I am hungry, I am thirsty. तो जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करेंगे, महाप्रसाद गोविंदे बोलना है. तो फास्टिंग चल रहा है भाई. Please keep on speaking. He asks so many questions, and then he says, Naesha atidussaha shanmam tyaktodam abibadate pibantam tunmukham bhoja chutam harikathamritam. Don't think I am hungry and thirsty. Shut and trita, hunger and thirst, they are not troubling me, because what I am doing? I am drinking harikatha from your mouth. That is nectar. बोलते रहिए आप. Don't summarize anything. So Parikshit Maharaj, as he speaks this, Shukdev Goswami is enlivened. So, there is always a reciprocation going on between the audience and the speaker. If the audience is enthusiastic, so the speaker also gets some more, eagerness to speak. If the audience is thinking, हाँ बोलिए, पता नहीं कब तक बोलेंगे ये, ठीक है. So Parikshit is a very eager audience. So Shukdev Goswami is very, very enthusiastic. He says, oh Parikshit, in this situation also your intelligence is very steady. You know why? Because you have Krishna in your intelligence. In all the difficult situations of our life, the more we catch hold of Krishna's instructions, the more we catch hold of the rope of prayers, the more we'll be stable in our life. That is very important. Hold on to the prayers. And as I've spoken earlier also, prayers are not a stepney wheel to be used in emergency. They are the steering wheel which drive us throughout our life. So keep praying in difficult situations. So Shukdev Goswami says, yes, I'll speak. And because you are asking questions, in any Krishna Katha, 3 people, they get benefited. The person who is speaking, and who are the other 2? Person who are hearing, person who is asking questions. Vakta, Prachakam, Shrotra. ये तीनों का लाभ होता है. So therefore, please speak. So Shukdev Goswami, he starts the conversation. We have heard this little bit in the Balram Jayanti also. Just to have a quick recap with some pictures. As we heard in the Balram Jayanti also, when Mother Earth, she was burdened by the weight of all the sinful kings, she goes to Brahmaji and she tells, please do something for me. Brahmaji and all the Devtas, they go to Shir Sagar and they pray to Lord Vishnu. Anyone remembers what Lord Vishnu tells to Brahmaji, the first line? He says, I know your problems. मुझे मालूम है आपके जीवन में क्या चल रहा है. तब तो दूसरे जगह पे, in the beginning of the creation. So Lord says, I know your problems, don't worry about it, go back. And then we heard about the marriage of Devaki and Vasudev, how Kamsa was very affectionately taking Devaki to her in-laws place, and a sound, Akashvani, देवताओं ने सब स्पीकर लगा के आकाशवाणी कर दी. Oh foolish Kamsa, the 8th child of your sister will kill you. And immediately the response was, Kamsa, he took out his sword about to kill Devaki. And somehow Vasudev pacified Kamsa. He said, your problem is the 8th child, right? I'll bring all my sons to you. And then in due course of time, थोड़ा सा ये फीडबैक आ रहा है, थोड़ा सा इस साइड कर दीजिए, उस साइड कर दीजिए. हाँ, हरे कृष्णा. Yeah. So Vasudev, he says, I'll get all my sons to you. Please leave Devaki for now. So Kamsa agrees because Vasudev is a very, very noble person. Even a demon like Kamsa knew that Vasudev is a very saintly person. झूठ नहीं बोलेंगे वो, सत्य बोलेंगे. So that's how a spiritualist is known in the society. He will never speak a lie. He will stay firm in his or her principles, whatever it may be. लोग कुछ भी कहें, this person will stick to his principles or her principles. Because we can't please everyone anyways. We should not change our opinions based on what others say about us. क्योंकि कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे. आप कुछ भी कर लो, people will say something. I have told you the story of a person who was selling fishes in the market. He had put a board, fresh fishes sold here. So one person came and said, Arey, everybody knows the fishes are fresh. By looking, we can understand. What is the use of writing this fresh? Remove the fresh. So क्या बच गया? Fishes sold here. So next person comes and says, you are sitting in fish market, right? What will you sell? Fish only. So fishes लिखने का क्या मतलब है? So sold here. Third person came and said, you are in the market, right? Selling things. So sold मतलब क्या है? Sold लिखने का, remove the sold. अब क्या बच गया? Yeah. Fourth person comes and says, everybody knows we are here only. So remove that also. The board is empty now. The fifth person comes and says, Arey Baba, board is empty, write something. So we should not be so much concerned about what people tell about our faith. We should be ourselves convinced. And then in due course of time, people will acknowledge it. So Kamsa like personality knew that Arey Vasudev is a good person. He will not speak lie. So ultimately, Vasudev, he gives the first son. So I'll just don't mind the verses, because this was another presentation I had. Only verses are there. So Vasudev gives his first son to Kamsa, and Kamsa, he became very touched. Oh, कितना सत्यवादी है, देखो अपना पहला पुत्र स्वयं लाके दे दिया. He does, don't worry. I fear eighth son. Go back. Take back this son and bring back your eighth son. And then who comes? Narad Muni, who is expert in expediting the pastimes of Krishna. He knows ये इतना धर्मशील हो गया तो इसका पाप का घड़ा कैसे भरेगा भाई. I have to do something. And he comes and tells Kamsa, I'm just coming from the assembly of Devtas. They have all planned for your death. They have started appearing in the family of all the Yadus and Vrishnis. You cannot trust anyone. Anybody can be the cause of your death. He started killing all the children. And then ultimately, Balaramji enters. The 6 sons are killed. We have heard the story of 6 sons. Who are the 6 sons of Devaki? They were the sons of a demon called Kalanemi. And Kalanemi, he was again born as Kamsa. So previous life, they were 6 sons of Kalanemi. Previous to that, they were the 6 sons of the great sage Marichi. And they offended Brahmaji once. So they were cursed to become the sons of demons. And as son of demons also, they were cursed by Hiranyakashipu of all the people. Hiranyakashipu cursed that you have not followed my order and you went to do tapasya without informing me. I curse you. You will be killed by your own father. So next life, Kalanemi, he was born as Kamsa. And the 6 sons of Kalanemi, they were born as the 6 sons of Devaki. Ultimately, they were killed by Kamsa himself. And then Krishna appeared in the womb of Devaki. And as Krishna appeared in the womb of Devaki, Devaki became very beautiful. Sabibrat paurusham dhama bhrajamano yatha ravi durashadoti durdarsho bhutanam sambhabuvaha. She became very, very effulgent. Bhrajamana means very effulgent. When we start practicing spiritual life, naturally, all the good qualities, they come in the life of a devotee. It is natural. And then, Kamsa, he came to know that Devaki is now having Krishna, Lord Vishnu, in her womb. He became completely fearful. Very fearful. Wherever he would see Krishna only. He was Pakka Krishna conscious devotee. As he is eating, he is seeing Krishna in prasad. Actually prasad is what? It is not different than Krishna. As he is looking himself in mirror, he is seeing Krishna, not himself. How many of us dream of Krishna? Sometimes Kamsa was dreaming of Krishna always. Nothing else but Krishna only in the dream. Asina samvisham stishtam bhunjana paryatan mahim chintayano rishikeshan apashyat tanmayam. Tanmay ho gaya ekdam. Tanmay means absorbed. But हम कृष्ण कम्स को डिवोटी नहीं बोलते ना. कितना बड़ा डिवोटी है देखो. Why? Why we don't call Kamsa as a devotee? Because he wanted to kill Krishna. He didn't want to serve Krishna. So that is the difference between a person who is a devotee and non-devotee or a demon. A devotee always wants to serve the Lord and serve the devotees of the Lord. Otherwise, Srila Prabhupada, why he translate? अच्छा भक्ति को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं? You know what Srila Prabhupada translated bhakti as?
Devotional service.
Devotional service. Devotion means there should be some activity, कुछ तो होना चाहिए. It is a way to express love, right? And if you love somebody, you express your love. If husband comes and says, I love you, I love you, I love you, wife को बोल रहा है खाली, तो वाइफ खुश हो जाएंगी? आप लोग को एक्सपीरियंस? अगर आपके पति आके खाली बोलते ही हैं, ना कभी गिफ्ट, ना पार्टी में, ना मूवीज, ना कहीं घुमाने, कहीं नहीं, कुछ नहीं, रोज बोल ही रहे हैं बहुत प्रेम करता हूं, तो कैसा लगेगा? अच्छा लगेगा? लेकिन क्या फायदा है बोल के? What's the use of speaking all this? Love should be expressed. So if we want to love Krishna, if you want to practice bhakti means some activity. So Kamsa, he is not a devotee because he is not favorable for Krishna. And then on a particular day of Ashtami, Krishna appeared from the womb of Devaki. Very beautiful. He is not ordinary child who appeared covered with all liquid and crying. Tamadbhutam balakam ambujekshanam chaturbhujam shankha gadayudayudham श्रीवत्सलक्ष्मं गलशोभिकौस्तुभं पीताम्बरं सान्द्रपयोध सौभगम. अद्भुत बालक है वो. ही इज अ वेरी वेरी वंडरफुल चाइल्ड. अद्भुत बालक, लोटस आइड लॉर्ड. अंबुजेक्षणम. अंबुजा मीन्स अंबु. अंबु, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ अंबु? अंबु मीन्स वाटर. अंबुजा जो पानी से जन्म लेता है. क्या जन्म लेता है? कमल. So lotus-eyed Lord, having Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, having Shrivatsa. What is Shrivatsa? Anyone knows what is Shrivatsa? Shrivatsa is a tuft of golden hair on the chest of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, and it signifies Lakshmi Devi. You know, in Vaikuntha, everybody is having the same form as Lord Vishnu only. There is only one difference. Two differences. विष्णु के गले में कौस्तुभ होता है और विष्णु के वक्षस्थल पे श्रीवत्स है. So श्रीवत्स लक्ष्मम गलशोभि कौस्तुभम. He is having पीतांबरा, yellow dhoti, very very beautiful form. Payoda saubhagam. Saubhagam means very beautiful form. So Krishna, he is all beautiful. It is never seen that अभी कृष्ण तो अभी बूढ़े हो रहे हैं. Krishna is always. What's the eternal age of Krishna? Anyone knows?
16 years.
He's always 16 years old. He never grows beyond 16. He's always Nitya Nava Navayaman. So now as Krishna appears in the womb, from the womb of Devaki, Vasudeva and Devaki, they understand he's Supreme Lord. Vishnu है भाई. विष्णु प्रकट हुए हैं. वो प्रणाम करते हैं, उनको बहुत सारा प्रार्थना अर्पण करते हैं. And then Krishna tells, please take me out of this prison.
Probably we missed the 7th child. From 6 we went to directly.
7th का बलराम जयंती को बता दिया था ना. So 7th child, ठीक है, बता देते हैं. I purposely didn't tell that. So when 6 sons were killed, then Balaramji appeared in the womb of Devaki. Who is Balaram? Balaramji is a representative of spiritual master, Guru. तो गुरु क्यों आते हैं? To prepare the place for Krishna. That's why Lord sends his representatives. Otherwise, भगवान अपने आप अचानक नहीं आएंगे ना. Some preparation should be done. So in the womb of Devaki, the Lord has to appear. So the womb should be prepared nicely. Just like if somebody welcomes deities in their home, the home should be prepared nicely. There should be a nice altar. So Balramji came and then Krishna told Yogamaya. Yogamaya Devi, एक problem हो गया है कि बलराम जी गलत जगह चले गए. Who is the eternal mother of Balram ji? Rohini Devi, one of the wives of Vasudeva. She is the eternal mother of Balram. And Vasudeva, after the 6th son was killed, and then Balramji, and before that, Vasudeva had sent his remaining wives. One of the wife was Rohini to Nanda Maharaj to protect her. So Krishna tells, please transfer Balaram from womb of Devaki to womb of Rohini. So Yogamaya, she does that. And that's why Balaramji is known as Sankarshan, one who was attracted from the womb of Devaki and transferred to Rohini. So everybody thought that, oh, maybe there is a miscarriage. And then eighth child appeared, that is Krishna. So now Krishna, as he appears, he is telling Vasudeva and Devaki, please take me out of this prison and leave me at the house of Nand Maharaj. So अभी कैसे जाएंगे? The prison is very huge fortified prison. So many guards are there, he is shackled, big locks are there. But Vasudeva had faith. Ta Krishna vahe Vasudeva agate swayam vavartanta yatha tamoravi vavarshavar parajanya upamshu garjita sheshonvagadvari nivarayan fanai. So what is happening now? As Vasudeva picks up Krishna, all the shackles are released. All the gates opened. All the people in the entire city went to sleep. सब लोग सो गए. When Krishna wants to do something, anything is possible. And Krishna is being taken by Vasudeva. He enters Yamuna. So Yamuna, she gives way. And then Vasudeva is carrying Krishna on his head. Ta Krishna vahe Vasudeva agate. Krishna ko उठा के वसुदेव जा रहे हैं. And Krishna is very effulgent. He is illuminating the entire path. एकदम पूरी रात हो गई. And it started showering. It started lightning. And then who appeared behind? Ananta Shesh. Shesho Anvagat. Shesha, he appeared and he was moving behind Vasudeva on the head of Krishna to protect him from rains. And in due course of time, one time, the waves of Yamuna, they were rising so high that Vasudeva, the basket fell from his hand. And now Krishna is in the water and he's searching frantically. So why this happened? Because Yamuna Devi also wanted to have the touch of the lotus feet of Krishna. थोड़ा अभी चरण स्पर्श तो होना ही चाहिए अभी प्रकट हुए हैं तो. So now after some time Vasudeva again found Krishna, brings him to the house of Yashoda and Nanda. So Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they were very old. They didn't have child for many years and decades. And now Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai gave birth to two children. Yashoda Mai gave birth to Yogamaya also and Krishna also, according to some of the acharyas. So as Vasudeva brought Krishna, that Krishna merged with the Krishna who appeared from Yashoda. And Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva took that small daughter of Yashoda, brought her back to the prison house of Kamsa. And as Kamsa came to know that, eighth child has taken birth, but he came to know that she is a daughter. ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? Because आकाशवाणी तो हुई थी eighth child. Purposely the eighth child was spoken, not the eighth son. So that Kamsa is confused. पता नहीं ये कंस ने वो बोला तो था eighth child मतलब daughter है, son है. So Devaki says, अरे बाबा, you have killed 6 sons of mine. She is a daughter. I'll get married my daughter to your son. Just leave her. बहुत सारा कुछ बोलते हैं उनको. But Kamsa didn't listen. He picks up that small baby, about to dash her also on the stone. She slips from his hand, and goes in the air and assumes the form of Durga Devi. And she says, "Oh foolish Kamsa, the 8th child of Devaki is already born somewhere. don't kill children unnecessarily. So for Kamsa, Durga Devi is his worshipable goddess. So as he comes to know that Durga Devi appeared from the womb of Devaki, he became little respectful towards Devaki. And he immediately released Devaki and Vasudev और माफी मांग रहे, क्षमा करिए, I am so fallen, I killed 6 sons of yours. So generally अगर कोई ऐसा 6 पुत्रों को मारे किसी के और माफी मांगे तो क्या करेंगे, कोई माफ करेंगे? But that's the glory of Devaki and Vasudev. They forgave Kamsa. They say, okay, it is happening by the will of the Lord. And then ultimately, Devaki and Vasudev, they are released. Now, whenever some demoniac person, he speaks something, we should never think that ये सुधर गया अभी. सुधरना बहुत आसान नहीं है. Very difficult. He was just having crocodile tears. He just made a show that, oh, I am so very sinful, so very fallen. He spoke all nice philosophy, It is all happening by the will of the Lord. We are all going through the modes of nature. जो भगवत गीता में हम सब पढ़ते हैं ना, सब बोल रहा है वो comes. Even Hiranyakashipu speaks the same philosophy when Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev. But they never believed in that philosophy. They just spoke the philosophy. They never practiced it. That is different. That is the important thing. Practice it. खाली बोलना आसान है. Practice, that is very, very important. When we practice, then this knowledge becomes ours. I told this story. One time there was a group of birds, and the leader bird, she told, look, this person who catches us, बहेलिया आएगा,
hunter आएगा,
जाल बिछाएगा, दाना डालेगा, जाल में फंसना नहीं. ठीक है? So he made them memorize this. बहेलिया आएगा, जाल बिछाएगा, दाना डालेगा, जाल में फंसना नहीं. बोलते रहो सब लोग. बहेलिया आएगा, जाल बिछाएगा, दाना डालेगा, जाल में फंसना नहीं. And they were unitedly singing this. सब बोलते जा रहे हैं, रट रहे हैं. And then one day बहेलिया came. उसने जाल बिछाया और दाना डाला और ये सब बोलते बोलते उसमें घुस गए. Because they never practiced it. They never understood it. खाली बोल रहे हैं वो लोग. So as we are listening Bhagavad Gita every week, we should try to apply this also. नहीं तो फिर बहेलिया आएगा और हम फंस जाएंगे सब लोग उसमें. When the mind plays the tricks, when the mind spreads the news, हम बोलते बोलते घुस जाते हैं उसमें. नहीं करना है, ठीक है, एक बार और कर लेते हैं. We have to learn to apply these principles. And that will happen when we are serving the Lord, serving the devotees, taking guidance from devotees. अपने आप नहीं होता है सब. Very difficult to practice this spirituality alone. We may keep on chanting 16 rounds every day or whatever we are chanting, but this knowledge will not become realization unless we start serving. It is very, very important. खाली बोलने की बात नहीं है, रटने की बात नहीं है. मैंने 700 श्लोक रट लिए. श्लोक रटना is not a big thing. कोई भी कर सकता है. The most important thing is application. So Kamsa, he knew every shloka, everything in the Vedas, we didn't practice it. सबको बुलाता है वो अपने. He calls all his demoniac soldiers and ministers and they discuss अभी क्या करना चाहिए. So all these soldiers and the ministers, they tell, Kamsa, why are you fearful? You have conquered all the big demons and the devatas. Don't worry. We will find and kill all the babies who had taken birth in the last 10 days. सबको मार देंगे हम लोग. We will destroy all the paraphernalia of Vishnu worship. We'll kill the Brahmanas. We'll kill the cows. will destroy all the Goshala, destroy all the Yajna Kunda, sab nasht kar denge. So they say, okay, wonderful idea. In due course of time, as they start doing atrocities, Nanda Maharaj, he comes to Mathura to pay taxes to Kamsa. And he meets Vasudev. Vasudev, he tells, please be very careful, because Kamsa is trying to find all the newborn babies, and I suspect that there is some calamity which is going to come on Gokul. Please go back immediately. So Kamsa, he had called one very, very powerful demoness. Her name was Putana. She was expert in killing small babies. That was her favorite activity. Killing babies. She was expert at that. उसमें expertise लगता क्या है उसमें? And this Putana, she was very, very cruel lady. Kamsena prahita ghora Putana balaghatini. Balaghatini means she was expert in killing the children. And she was roaming around. Pura grama, Shishums chachara nighnanti, she was roaming around, killing all the babies. She was not just there for killing Krishna, she was killing all the babies. And Shukdev Goswami, he says, Sakhechari ekadotpatya putana balaghatini. Sakhechari, khechari means khichdi nahi.
खिचड़ी आकाश में उड़
Khechari, khe means sky.
आकाश
You know,
में
kham mano buddhi. Bhumi apo analo vayu kham. Kha, khe. So Putana knew the art of flying in the air, in the sky. So she entered Gokula through the skyways. And as she entered Gokul. कौन सुन रहा है ये सब? कौन किसको बता रहे हैं? Shukdev Goswami is telling to Parikshit. Parikshit becomes fearful. Parikshit, why? What is the need of Parikshit becoming fearful? क्यों जरूरत है? हम लोग सुन रहे हैं, हम लोग इधर ही बैठे हैं. Parikshit was completely absorbed in that pastime. She was there. He was there. And he started thinking, अरे पूतना अभी गोकुल में एंटर कर रही है. Who will protect Krishna? He became fearful. अब कौन बचाएगा कृष्ण को? वो स्टोरी बताया ना आपको मैंने, कुलक्षेत्र महाराज वाला. Who would hear the story of रामायण और घुस गए उसमें. बोले चलो अभी सीता जी को बचाएंगे हम लोग. तो Parikshit became little anxious. So Shukdev Goswami could sense it. We spoke a nice verse. We'll recite this last verse. Na yatra shravanadini
Nayatra sarvadini
raksho gnani swakarmasu
sarvokani sa
kurvanti satvatam bharatu
kurvanti satvata
yatu dhanyascha tatrahi. So Shukdev Goswami says, Parikshit, why are you so fearful, concerned? Arey, where the name of Krishna is there, no calamity can come at that place. So what to speak of when Krishna is there directly? Don't worry. Chinta mat karo. Everything is all well. So Putana, she was a very ugly looking, big demoness. How big she was? She was 12 miles long. Huge. 1 mile is 800 meters.
No, 1.1.
1.1, हाँ सॉरी, तो मल्टीप्लाई कर लो. इतनी बड़ी थी. Very huge demoness, ugly looking. She had teeth like plows. Plow का front वाला. She had thighs like the banks of the river. Stomach like big belly, big dried up river. ऐसा डिस्क्रिप्शन आता है. और बाल कैसे हैं वो तो बताया था मैंने एक बार. शूर्पणखा वाले में. कौन से कलर के हैं? कॉपरी रेड. आज का फैशन. But what she had to do, she had to kill Krishna. So she transformed herself in a very beautiful form. as if she is Lakshmi Devi personified. Tam Sundar. And Shukdev Goswami is a great renunciant, but when it comes to description of this form of Putana, he is going to the exact detail, great details. अभी बोले ये सन्यासी को ये सब डिस्क्रिप्शन देने में क्या मजा रहा है? You know why? Because Shukdev Goswami, earlier he was a Brahmavadi. We have heard what is a Brahmavadi, who are absorbed, attached to Brahman. But when he heard about two things of Krishna, he became devotee. क्या सुना उन्होंने? When he heard about the beauty of Krishna and when he heard about the mercy of Krishna. और mercy of Krishna में किसकी स्टोरी सुना उन्होंने? पूतना की स्टोरी सुनी. पूतना क्या करने आई थी और उसको क्या दिया. So जब आप डिवोटी जिससे बनते हैं ना, just like if somebody becomes devotee by hearing some lecture or reading Bhagavad Gita, that is very dear to that person. कुछ लोग प्रसाद खा के डिवोटी बनते हैं, हमारे जैसे. हमारे मतलब मेरे जैसे. आप तो उधर से. So Shukdev is very attached to this Putana. बहुत सुंदर सा डिस्क्रिप्शन देते हैं. ताम केश बंदा व्यतिसक्त मल्लिकाम बृहन नितंबा स्तन कृच्छ मध्यमाम सुवास संकल्पित कर्ण भूषण तुषोल्लसत् कुंडल मंडिताननम. Very beautiful lady. On her hair she had put mallika flowers. She had a very thin waist. जानो ज्यादा डिस्क्रिप्शन नहीं देंगे. She entered. बाकी जिसको पढ़ना है तो भागवतम के 10th canto 6th chapter पढ़ लीजिएगा. She entered Gokul with a lotus flower in her hands. Nobody objected her. She directly entered the palace of Nand Maharaj. And Nand and Yashoda and Rohini, they thought Lakshmi Devi अपने पति से मिलने आई है लगता है. Nobody had any objection. She directly entered the bedroom where Krishna was sleeping. And then, as she sees Krishna, Krishna also saw. Krishna closes his eyes. And before that, she picks up Krishna. विबुध्यतां बालकमारिका गृहम. कृष्णा न्यू बालकमारिका ये मेरे को मारने के लिए आई है. The word used is characharatma. Krishna is characharatma, na? He is a Paramatma. He closed his eyes. Nimilitekshana. And Putana, she could not understand how powerful this small boy is. She picked up that small boy thinking that I will kill him. But what was she doing? She was picking up a deadly snake. Just like a foolish person picks up a sleeping snake, she picked up small baby Krishna. And Krishna closed his eyes. You know why Krishna closes his eyes? We close our eyes many times. ऐसा कथा में तो बहुत बार झपकी, आंख बंद अपने आप हो जाती है. And nobody writes commentaries on it. आंखें बंद की इन्होंने, मालूम है. When Krishna closed his eyes, our acharyas, they gave big commentary. They write 21 reasons why Krishna closed his eyes. सब नहीं बताऊंगा, 2-3 बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, बताता हूँ. So Krishna, he is thinking, oh my God, she is a killer of babies. इसका तो मुंह नहीं देखूंगा मैं. Why should I see her face? But then, ठीक है, देखना ही पड़ेगा, इसका उद्धार कर रहे हैं तो. Another reason why Krishna closed his eyes, and when we think, we close our eyes. Yes. So Krishna, he is also thinking. You know what he is thinking? He is thinking, ये इस जन्म में तो इसने कुछ अच्छा किया नहीं है, पिछले जन्म में कुछ अच्छा किया है क्या? Because he wants to give her credit. कुछ तो अच्छा किया होगा. Krishna is adoshadarshi. Adoshadarshi means he never finds any faults. और हम लोग
दोषदर्शी.
Thank you for accepting. So Krishna is thinking, ये कुछ तो अच्छा किया है क्या? Who was Putana in her last life? Anyone knows? She was the sister of Bali Maharaj. Her name was Ratnamala. Bali Maharaj, for whom Vamanadev appeared. So as Vamanadev entered the assembly of Bali Maharaj, this Ratnamala saw this beautiful small boy and she became so affectionate, motherly affectionate. She said, I want to feed him my milk. And when Vamanadev took everything away from Bali Maharaj, she thought, I want to give him poison. So Krishna fulfilled both her desires. So what she had done, as she appeared in the beautiful form, she had smeared on her breasts a very, very deadly poison, thinking that I will feed Krishna my milk and he will die. Another reason our acharyas, they give, I have never drank, I'm used to drinking milk of Yashoda. Now I have to drink the milk of this Papini. She is a witch. कड़वा मेडिसिन कैसे पीते हैं? आँख बंद करके, नाक बंद करके. So he is closing his eyes. अरे बाप रे, अभी एक कड़वा पीना पड़ेगा. That's why he is closing his eyes. And then Krishna is thinking, hello, Ram avatar में भी the first demoness was a lady. अभी इधर भी सबसे पहला कौन है? Lady. Lady is first. So he is thinking, अरे बाप रे, अभी फिर से I have to kill that lady first. So anyways, he closed his eyes and comes. Putana didn't know this, that how powerful this small boy is. मैंने बहुत सारी स्टोरीज सुनाने का सोचा था, अभी तो एक ही खत्म नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, जितना भी हो. You know, Shukdev Goswami uses a very wonderful word. Tam tikshna chittam ativama cheshna tikshna chitta. She was a very cruel-hearted demoness. But externally she was ativama cheshtitam, very affectionate, beautiful-looking lady. She was like a sword kept in a sheath. मयान में रखी हुई तलवार की तरह. पता नहीं चल रहा अंदर कितनी तीखी तलवार है वो. And all the ladies, all the Yashoda, Rohini, they are feeling so very happy. Oh, our child is blessed by Lakshmi Devi. Wonderful. So Krishna started drinking the milk of Putana. And as he is drinking the milk of Putana, she is smiling. Oh wow, now he is going to get killed. And then in due course of time, Krishna, he didn't die. He drank all the milk. He drank the poison. And he started sucking the life air of Putana. It was not a good experience for Putana. She started screaming. Sa muncha muncha alameti prabhashini nishpedyamana khila jiva marmani. Muncha muncha, oh my child, leave me, leave me. You know, the process of purification is not so easy. And all of us have started chanting, hearing, reading, attending Bhagavad Gita. You know, in few years maybe, process of purification will start. पहले से बता रहा हूँ. जिनका नहीं शुरू हुआ है अभी तक, तो समझ लीजिए आगे क्या आने वाला है. We should know the process, how it works. When Samudra Manthan was done, what was the first thing which came out?
Poison.
Poison. So as we start churning our heart is full of all the kachara, all the dirty things. As we start अच्छे से churning करेंगे तब होगा. नहीं तो अरे मजा ही आ रहा है, कुछ हो नहीं रहा है अच्छा सा, सब मजा मजा लग रहा है, मतलब churning कर नहीं रहे अच्छे से. As we start churning nicely, first thing which will come out is poison of our anarthas, our lower nature. कभी कभी लगेगा ज़्यादा हो गया है, पहले तो ऐसा नहीं था, अभी लगता है ज़्यादा हो गया, कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं हो रहा है. It is very painful. When Krishna purifies, it is very painful process. But don't be so fearful. We should not be fearful. Krishna, he started drinking the live air of Putana. She's shouting. And then she runs out of the palace. She assumes her original form. How big she was? 12 miles. Huh? Into 1.1 kilometers. 1.6. So all the ladies and Brajvasis, they are saying, "Hey, kaun hai ye? Big witch demoness is there," and Krishna is still holding on to the breast of Putana. He is not leaving her only. That Supreme Lord, whose touch is purifying, who is very soft, Putana ko वैसा कुछ नहीं लग रहा था. He was kicking also Putana with her legs, and she was feeling as if thunderbolt is falling. And then she is shouting, screaming, and she ultimately dies and falls where, Krishna arranged that she falls on the garden of Kamsa, not on the Brajvasis. So Krishna is expert in doing many multiple things. And then ultimately now all the Brajvasis, they come, they see Krishna, and he's big demoness. All the Gopas and all the Gopis, they come and they find Krishna is Krishna is playing nicely. What they do? Now they have to dispose of this huge body. They cut off Putana's body, small part. They have to burn it, right? Because a snake, when it is killed, it should not be left. It should be burnt. Because it is said it may come back to life. So Putana was like that snake, envious demoness. So they thought better to burn her. फिर पूतना के शरीर को अभी जलाएंगे तो क्या आएगा स्मेल? अच्छा स्मेल आएगा? But you know what happened? When they started burning the body of Putana, there is a beautiful fragrance which started coming from the body of Putana. Like aguru. Aguru is a mixture of chandan, camphor, and many beautiful things. ऐसा कैसे हो गया? What made that change?
भगवान ने उसको मोक्ष दिया.
Because she was touched by Krishna. So anyone who is touched by Krishna, he or she gets purified in due course of time. And then Shukdev Goswami, he speaks a very beautiful verse. We'll recite this. Putana loka balagni Rakshasi rudhirasana Jigham sayapi haraye Stanam datva pasadgatim Kim puna shraddaya bhaktya Krishnaya paramatmane Yachan priyatamam kimno Raktastanmataro yatha. So in these two beautiful verses, what is Shukdev Goswami saying? You know what position Krishna gave to Putana?
Mother.
Krishna thought, she has given me her milk, right? So she has become my mother, like my mother. So Krishna gave her position of nurse in the spiritual world. Who can do that? If somebody comes to attack us, हम आपको अपने घर का इंचार्ज बना देते हैं. Only Krishna can do that. That's why he is Krishna. It is as if somebody drops a bomb on the parliament, बोलेंगे इसको prime minister बनाओ. That's what Krishna is doing here. Putana came to kill him, and he is seeing only the good thing. क्या अच्छा चीज है? At least ये डिवोटी का ड्रेस पहन के आई है ना, और इसने मुझे दूध पिलाया. That is sufficient for Krishna to give her the highest position. That's Krishna. Nobody else can do this. That's why he is God. So this verse says, Putana is Balagni. She is killer of the children. Her favorite drink was blood. Rudhira asana. She would drink blood of the babies. And she came to kill. Stanam datvapa sadgatim. She gave her milk. And Krishna gave her the highest position. So what to speak of? Hare Krishna Putana came to kill him. What to speak of if somebody comes to serve him? क्या देंगे उनको? What if somebody comes to serve with a grateful heart? उसको क्या मिलेगा? And what will these Brajvasis get? They are giving everything to Krishna. So that is the power of this wonderful story. So that Putana, she attained the highest position. Padbhyam bhaktaridistabhyam andabhyam lokvanditai angam yasya samakramyam bhagwan api tatsanam. अरे जिन भगवान के चरण कमलों को सब भक्त अपने हृदय में रखते हैं, it is very rare. Krishna is not just touching Putana, he is kicking Putana's body. Completely touching Putana nicely. That is rare opportunity. So that's how this wonderful story of deliverance of Putana comes. You know what's the credit we are getting up by hearing this story? क्या मिलता है? Because ultimately, what's in it for me? इतना आप सुना रहे हैं, मिलेगा क्या? ये लास्ट वाला श्लोक मिलेगा. या एतत् पूतना मोक्षम कृष्णस्यार्भकम् अद्भुतम् शृणुया श्रद्धया मर्त्यो गोविंदे लभते रतिम्. गोविंद लभते रति. One will develop attraction for Krishna. कैसे? श्रुणिया श्रद्धया. श्रद्धा से सुनेंगे तब. If we doubt, 12 मील की कोई हो सकती है क्या राक्षसी? And how can a guru smell come from the burning body? If we doubt, then it is difficult. So that is the power of hearing Hari Katha. So after hearing this story, Parikshit Maharaj didn't say, "Thank you very much, Mahaprasade Govinde." He says, "Please speak more. I want to hear all the stories of Krishna. Yena avatarena Bhagavan Haririshwara karoti karna ramyani." They are very pleasing to hear. आप बोलते रहिए. मैं क्या बोलूं? हाँ, अभी नहीं बोल रहे. हरि बोल बोलेंगे एक बार.
Hari Bol.
Recite Hare Krishna mantras. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Parikshit Maharaj says, you know, of all the pastimes Krishna performs, of all the avatars Krishna takes, the avatar of a Krishna is a small boy, small baby. That is the best. Because in that we can relate to him. You know, nobody can relate with Nrsimhadev as a small child. नरसिंहदेव प्रकट होंगे छोटे बालक के रूप में, कैसा लगेगा? That you know, mellow is only possible when Krishna appears as a small boy. And now Krishna, you know, at which age, how many days old Krishna was there when Putana came?
6.
Only 6 days old. After some time, 1 month has passed by, and you know, बच्चे सब पहली बार जो करवट लेते हैं, they turn first time. There is a ceremony which is for that. That is called as Utthana ceremony. You know, there is no need of any occasions. Hare Krishna ने करवट लिया, festival मनाओ, हरि बोल. So there is a festival organized by Yashoda. Oh, Krishna has turned first time. She called everybody, and Krishna, he was sleeping. Mother Yashoda kept her beneath a cart to protect him. And she left, and she was, you know, inviting guests. Krishna was sleeping, he got up. And he found her, Krishna, Yashoda is not there. How can she leave me? I'm hungry. He started crying. And she is not listening. दूर है कहीं पे. इसलिए कोई बात नहीं सुन रही है ना. I will do something by which she will listen to me. There was another demon who had been sent by Kamsa. His name was Shakatasur. Shakata means a cart. So this demon was a ghostly demon. He didn't have a form. So this demon entered this cart, Shakat. इसलिए उसका नाम हो गया शकटासुर. So Krishna, he performed, you know, many activities by one way. So he thought, अच्छा, Yashoda Mai is not listening to me. Okay, I will create a big sound now. And as he's throwing his legs, he gently touched the cart, the axle of the cart, and the cart went flying and fell upside down. It was loaded with lots of utensils. It was a huge sound. Everybody came running, kya ho gaya, kya ho gaya? And there were some small children playing nearby. They tell, you know what happened? Krishna touched the cart and cart went flying. Bole, kya mazak kar rahe bachche log? They didn't take it seriously. You know, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I've missed telling that. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he describes that every demon represents some anarthas. You know, Putana, what she represents? She represents bogus gurus. People who pretend themselves as very saintly, like Putana, but they destroy our spiritual propensities by giving us something material. You know, many times it happens. Many spiritual leaders, उनके पास जाइए and you tell your problems and they will say, अच्छा आप समोसे के साथ लाल चटनी खाते हैं कि हरी चटनी खाते हैं? बोले हम तो लाल खाते हैं. बोले वही प्रॉब्लम है, कल से हरी चटनी खाइए, ठीक हो जाएगा. People do that.
कृपा वो पेट की हुई है.
And बोले अरे काम हो गया मेरा. That is not spirituality. Even if it helps you, that is not spirituality. Spirituality is meant to connect to the Lord, not to keep our body fit. So these are like Putana, like gurus. They pretend to be spiritual, but they kill our spiritual propensities. Shaktasur came, and Shaktasur was destroyed. Then, ultimately, now Krishna is 1 year old. One day, as Yashoda is having Krishna in her lap, she feels Krishna has become very heavy. Krishna is a small child only. But Krishna knew Kamsa is sending one more toy for me. मामा एक टॉय भेजते हैं और भांजा तोड़ते रहते हैं उसको. So Krishna knew, अरे एक और आ रहा है. There was another demon which was sent by Kamsa. His name was Trinavarta. Trinavarta was a whirlwind demon. He appeared in the form of a whirlwind.
Shaktasur represents what?
Shaktasur represents some. Just a minute. I just missed that. Yeah. So Shaktasur represents our old bad habits which we hold on to. They are like the ghostly demons. They haunt us always. You know, when we start practicing spiritual life, some of our old bad habits, they go away. But they again come after some years. They haunt us. So that is Shaktasur mentality, you know. It also represents having lethargy and dullness in our lives. Shaktasur was like that. He was just passive, you know. But he entered that cart, he wanted to just crush Krishna. So we should, in our spiritual life, we should be very, very alert, active. सेवा आए तो सेवा के लिए उत्साह रखिए. When we are praying, when we are chanting, what are we asking for? What's the meaning of Hare Krishna mantra? Hey Srimati Radharani, please engage me in service of all attractive Krishna and the source of all pleasure, Ram. So what are we asking for? Seva. और सेवा आए तो 2 घंटा whatever we are chanting, what are we asking? सेवा दो, सेवा दो, सेवा दो, सेवा दो, सेवा दो. और सेवा आए तो मुझे नहीं, उसको दो. हमेशा मुझे ही सेवा देते हैं. हद हो गई. जो सेवा करता है उसको ही सेवा दिया जाता है, तो और किसको देंगे सेवा? इसका में ऐसा प्रॉब्लम है. जो सेवा करता है उसको और सेवा मिलता है, बिकॉज रिवॉर्ड ऑफ सेवा इज मोर सेवा. So we should never feel, मुझे ही क्यों? Because you are qualified enough to do seva. You know, Prabhupada also used to do that. Prabhupada ने बोला, we have one more seva. Whom to do this seva? So Prabhupada asked, who is the busiest person in our temple? So what devotee said, Prabhupada, this devotee is very busiest. Give him this seva. Prabhupada, he is the busiest. He is doing so many services. Prabhupada said, because he is doing so many services, that means he is efficient. He will find time for this also. One who is not doing any seva, he will find excuses only for doing seva. They will never do services. So we should be enthusiastic to serve. Come out of our lethargy zone. So Yashoda, she felt now Krishna has become very, very heavy. उठाने को ही नहीं हो रहे हैं कृष्ण, इतने भारी हो गए हैं. She felt as if Krishna is having the weight of a mountain. क्या करें? स न सेहे गिरी कूटवत mountain like heavy. So she kept baby Krishna down and she went inside to do some service, some of her things. At that time, there is a demon. Daityo namna trinavarta Kamsa Bhritya Pranodita. He was a servant of Kamsa named Trinavarta. He came and he picked up Krishna like a chakravak. He came, just like a whirlwind. He came, picked up Krishna and went high up in the air. And Krishna was thinking, wow, first time roller coaster ride मिल रहा है. कृष्ण छोटे बच्चे ऊपर जाते हैं, मजा आता है ना उनको. So Krishna also wanted to see things from far above. कैसा दिखता है सब, तो कौन ऊपर लेके जाएगा मेरे को. So Krishna arranged this. चलो आ जाओ तुम. And as he created a whirlwind, entire Vrindavan was covered with dust. Nobody could see anything, what is happening. And Trinavarta is taking Krishna higher and higher. And whenever some problem comes, everybody thinks one thing only. Krishna kidhar hai? Where is Krishna? Something should not happen to Krishna. And they came right to that place and Krishna was not there. And they see up in the air, this demon is taking Krishna. And Krishna, we chote bacche hai na, small child, behaving like a small child, he catches hold of the neck of Trinavarta. Gir na jao main. And he's going up in the air. And Krishna after some time thinks, bahut ho gaya, enough of roller coaster ride. I have to do something now. He started increasing his weight. When Trinavarta picked him up, he felt like a feather. And now he became like a mountain again. And with the weight of the mountain, Trinavarta started falling down. So he wanted to throw this child away. But pakad liya na, ek baar Krishna pakadte hain to chhodte kahan hai. That's how Krishna is. Be careful, Krishna पकड़ेंगे तो छोड़ेंगे नहीं, कुछ भी हो छोड़ेंगे नहीं. Prabhupada writes in one purport in Nectar of Instruction, Krishna consciousness is so wonderful that one is forcibly dragged to success. बनना ही पड़ेगा pure. Some years back one devotee had painted a picture. Krishna is dragging a devotee by his feet to Goloka. And he is shouting, please leave me Krishna, it is very painful. Krishna says, shuru kisne kiya? Who started chanting? Who started attending Bhagavad Gita classes? Now you cannot, say, garbad ho gaya, nahi chhod do, pain ho raha hai. So when Krishna holds somebody, you cannot leave. He started falling down with a great force. And then ultimately this demon fell on a huge slab of stone and he died. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki Jai. So all the gopis and gopas, they all came running, crying, oh Krishna, how he must be. And they find Krishna is nicely playing. Acha roller coaster ride ho gaya. He is happy, he is playing. And then one day, Yashoda Maiya, as she is giving her milk, like mothers, they count the teeth. Kitne dant aa gaye bacche ke muh mein bhai. So she is also counting. And Krishna yawned. And in the mouth of Krishna, what she saw?
Brahma.
She saw entire universe. Brahmanda darshan. And then 3 months passed by. ये Trinavarta की लीला बाद में हुई है, that was 1 year.
तृणावर्त का कौन सा है ये दोष? For
Trinavarth, yeah. Trinavarth is the lusty propensities in our heart, which are like the dust. They cover our eyes. When we are obsessed with some wrong things, we can't see the reality. Although Krishna was right there, but because Brajvasi's eyes were covered with dust, they could not see Krishna. So when we have our eyes covered with this material desires, the desire for name, fame, the things of the world, Krishna nahi milte hain fir. It is very difficult to get Krishna, to see Krishna if we have these material desires. So then we heard,
Desire for name is also material desire.
if it is not used in service of the Lord, you become famous, but use the fame for serving Krishna. No problem in being ambitious. But our ambitions, was Arjuna ambitious? Yes. But his ambition was to serve Krishna. So no problem in becoming famous, no problem in becoming rich. But why are you using those facilities? That differentiates a devotee and a materialist. So then in due course of time we heard how Nanda Maharaj, how Vasudev sent Gargamuni to give the names. And we heard in Balram Jayanti, 3 names of Balramji was given. What were the 3 names? Sankarshan, Balaram and Baladev. Ram and Bala. And then,
प्रभु जी
बोलिए,
जब हम कृष्णा की सेवा करते हैं विदाउट एनी मटेरियल डिजायर्स, तो बिफोर सर्विंग कृष्णा जो हमारी पहली मटेरियल डिजायर्स थी, तो डू दे आल्सो कम ट्रू अलोंग विद सर्विंग और नॉट?
if you want, they'll come true. If you want to get them fulfilled, Krishna will fulfill them. Example? नहीं, example कौन सा है? If you have some material desires, Dhruva, we heard the story of Dhruva. What was his desire?
ध्रुव लोक
He
चाहिए.
wanted kingdom greater than Brahma. He worshipped Krishna for that. And did Krishna say, अभी तो devotee हो गए हो, अभी तो माला पकड़ो और जप करो, हरि बोल. He fulfilled his desire. But Dhruva regretted for it. He said, क्या मांग लिया मैंने यार? I didn't know what to ask. Then Prabhupada tells a very funny story. There was an old lady carrying a huge burden on her shoulders and she was calling, Krishna, please help me. So Krishna appeared. Yes. What do you want? इधर ना बहुत heavy हो रहा है, ना थोड़ा उठा के इधर से इधर रखने help करो ना. When we ask Krishna for small things, Krishna feels like this. क्या मांग रही है? If you go to billionaire and say 1 रुपया है क्या? क्या मांग रहा है? किससे मांग रहा है? So you're asking अखिल कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक, मुझे थोड़ा एक अच्छा घर दे दो ना, 5 BHK वाला. I can give you entire ब्रह्मलोका, entire ध्रुवलोका. नहीं, वो 5 BHK वाला चलेगा. For Krishna, that is like 1 rupee only. Not even 1 rupee. So we should know what to ask. So we heard how Balramji was given 3 names, and then Gargamuni turns to Krishna and he says, you know, this child of yours, O Yashoda, he appears in every yuga. In some yuga he appeared in a red complexion. In some yuga he appears in white complexion. In some he appears in yellow complexion. Who is that God who appeared in yellow complexion?
चैतन्य महाप्रभु.
That is Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Gargacharya is predicting that. Shukla, Rakta, Tatha, Pita. Pita means golden. Shukla means white. Rakta means red. And Idanim Krishna Tam Gataha. Abhi किस रूप में आए हैं वर्ण में? Krishna वर्ण. Krishna is black. Now he has appeared in blackish complexion. And your child, has many forms, many names. हर बार अवतार लेते हैं वो. भुवनी संति नामानी रूपाणी. बहुत सारे नाम हैं, बहुत सारे रूप हैं, अलग अलग अवतार लेते हैं. And then he tells very beautiful words. We'll recite this. एष वा श्रेयाधा स्यात् गोप गोकुल नंदनः अनेन सर्व दुर्गाणि यूयमञ्जस्तरिष्यथा. Gargamuni says, listen very carefully. This child of yours will protect you from all difficult situations. Anena, this child, सर्व दुर्गाणी, जितनी भी विपत्तियां आएंगी आपके जीवन में, अंज तरिष्यथा. Anjas means very easily you will cross over it just by taking his shelter. ये छोटे बच्चे को बोलते हैं इनकी शरण लो. So that is, this verse all the Brajvasis they always remember. गर्ग मुनि ने बोला है कृष्ण के पास जाना है, तो सब परिस्थिति में कृष्ण के पास ही जा रहे हैं. Indra is showering rains, go to Krishna. Krishna is a small boy. So whatever it may be, they go to Krishna. And one more verse he speaks. Ya etasmin mahabhaga priti kurvanti manava narayo abhibhavantyeta Vishnu paksha nivasura. He says, Ya etasmin, any group or people, they are very fortunate. Mahabhaga, when they become fortunate, Priti kurvanti manava, when they love Krishna. Anyone who loves Krishna, he is the most fortunate of all. Whoever he may be, whoever they may be, they will not be defeated in any conditions of life. And then Krishna started crawling, and we heard how Krishna would slide in the cow dung and cow urine, and he'll have a wonderful experience. And then in due course of time he started stealing. Now he is big enough to steal. And all the gopis, they come to Yashoda and they complain. So Yashoda says, "Tika na, kal se I will not send Krishna." No, don't do that. We churn butter only because he should come and steal. That's why we are churning. So one time, Krishna, as he was stealing butter, and they speak many wonderful things. They say, your son, Yashoda Krishna, he comes and releases the calves before we milk the cows. So the calves come, drink all the milk of the cows, nothing is remaining. And then sometime when we chastise him, he smiles. And when he smiles, we can't do anything. We just stand and look at his beautiful, charming smile. We become paralyzed seeing his smile. And, he devises some means to find where we have hidden the butter and curd. So Mother Yashoda says, then why don't you just give him butter and milk? They say that is not the issue. He has a taste for stealing. We have given him many times, but he says उसमें मजा नहीं आता है. वो चोरी करके खाने में ज़्यादा मजा आता है. And then he eats all the butter and distributes to his friends, and he calls monkeys also. And monkeys are completely full, even they don't eat. Then he throws the butter and says, this butter is so useless, even monkeys are not eating it. And if he doesn't find anything, he goes in the puja room and he passes urine. He contaminates. So Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he was speaking in class and he was saying, how many times we have passed urine so far? हमको याद करता है कि कितना Krishna once did that 5,000 years back. And still we are speaking about that. And then they say, if we keep our pots very high, he puts a hole in the pot. And then he gets all the butter. And if we keep it in a dark place, you put all the ornaments on him, they illuminate the place. So Yashoda says, okay, ठीक है, I will not put the ornaments. No, that is not working. That will not work because his body is effulgent. So you can't do anything. So one time, one gopi, she thought, I will catch Krishna red-handed. So she caught Krishna red-handed and she said, अब तो यशोदा मैया के पास लेके जाती हूँ. So Krishna says, अच्छा नहीं होगा. She says, no, I'll take you. And she is catching the hand of Krishna. And Krishna says, it is very, painful. Oh, dusra hath mein pakdo na. And he goes from the back. And as he is in the back, he brings the son of this gopi. And Krishna says, as she holds Yashoda holds Krishna, he says, at least put a cloth on my head, na. People should not see me. I am the prince. Log kya bolenge? At least kapda to dalo. So as he goes back, he puts the son of this lady, and she's holding on her own son. And she takes him to the house of Yashoda and says, Yashoda, just see, I have caught your son red-handed. And she removes the cloth. And Yashoda is smiling, laughing. What happened? Look at whom you have brought. I was holding Krishna only. So somehow she is bewildered. Kya ho gaya? And she takes out and she brings the child out. And again Krishna, he slips. He brings that child away and enters the clutches of this lady. And she says, this time I became your son. Next time if you do that, I'll become your husband, So Krishna is very expert doing all these things. One time as Krishna is a small boy, and he is, stealing butter from Yashoda Maiya's, palace only. His hand is in the butter. And he sees his reflection in a jeweled pillar. And he starts talking to this jeweled pillar. Shh, don't tell Mother Yashoda. And I'll give you also. And Yashoda is seeing all this. She is laughing. And she comes and she asks, Krishna, what are you doing? Krishna says, all these rings you have put on my finger, they are very hot. So I'm just cooling my hands by putting in this butter. All these wonderful pastimes Krishna is performing. So basically by all these wonderful pastimes, Krishna is conquering the hearts of all the gopis. When the gopis, they would tell Krishna, if you sing, we will give you butter. And Krishna sings. Krishna, if you dance, we'll give you sweet. And Krishna sings and dances. That's how he becomes completely controlled by the love of the gopis. That's how entire Braj is. Okay, so there are so many wonderful pastimes. Okay, we'll stop here. It is now 8:52. बहुत सारा stories था. I want to speak something about Kalia also. Time नहीं सुनाओ क्या?
अभी तो टाइम है.
Time है? Okay, ठीक है. We'll hear this small story. Small तो नहीं है, but we'll try to hear something. So now, Shukdev Goswami says, Krishna banished Kalia and sent him to another island and purified Yamuna. So Shukdev Goswami summarized the entire story of Kalia in one shloka. Krishna purified, chastised Kalia. So Parikshit Maharaj says, ऐसा नहीं चलता है. Please recite, describe in great detail what happened. How did Kalia come to Yamuna and all that? So Shukdev Goswami started describing the story of Kalia Daman. One time all the cowherd boys and Krishna, they were playing in the forest near Yamuna. And there was a lake connected to Yamuna. It was 1 yojan wide. 1 yojan means 8 miles. And in that lake, there was a very, very poisonous big snake. His name was Kalia. And he was so poisonous that the water of that lake was boiling constantly because of the poison. And the fumes which were coming out of that lake were so deadly that any bird who would fly above that lake would fall down dead. No tree, no grass, no vegetation was there surrounding that lake. Everything was burnt. And one day, as all the cowherd boys, they were playing, some of the cowherd boys, they entered this lake. And they drank this poisonous water. They were dead. Krishna became very angry. He tightened his waist belt and he climbed one kadamba tree which was there on the bank of this lake. So the question is, ये पेड़ कैसे बच गया? So when Garudji was getting nectar from Indra, this is another story, sometime else we'll tell. Some of the drops of the nectar fell on that tree. So this tree was still alive. So Krishna jumped in that lake and he started, moving around and swimming. It created such a huge sound that the Kalia, he came to know that somebody has entered my lake. He became very, very angry. He came out and he immediately bit Krishna on his chest, and he bound Krishna in his coils, and Krishna appeared as if he's dead, not moving at all. And all the Brajavasis, they came to know that something is happening because there were so many inauspicious signs. And somebody told, oh, Krishna is in the coils of Kalia. They all came running. How did they reach there? They followed the footprints of Krishna. And as they reached, it was like 2 hours has passed by. And Krishna is still in the coils of Kalia. And all the Brajavasis, they are now on the bank of this lake. And they were actually paralyzed. Everybody was crying, but only one person was smiling. You know who was he?
Krishna.
Balramji. Balramji was thinking, hey, Krishna never plays with me as Anantashesh. He is playing with this small water snake. What is this? Because he knew, he is the Supreme Lord. And all the Brajavasis, they were falling unconscious. Balramji had to somehow, stop them from entering that lake. And then Krishna, he saw that all the Brajavasis have come and they were about to leave their life. Why Krishna waited for so long before dancing? डांस करने के लिए ऑडियंस होना चाहिए. अकेले डांस करने में कैसे मजा आएगा? So the stage was there, but audience were not there. So Krishna was waiting for all the Brajavasis to come. And when Krishna saw, अभी सब लोग आगे चलो चलो अभी स्टेज शुरू अभी डांस शुरू करेंगे हम लोग. And what dance Krishna did? Even the stage is, when somebody dances, stage should be steady, right? कभी ऐसा हिलते उलटे स्टेज पे डांस किया क्या किसी ने? ये कभी आप लोगों ने डांस? The hoods of Kalia, they were moving violently. Kalia had 1,000 hoods. Out of them, 101 were very prominent. And on all the hoods, Kalia had jewels. They were illuminating everything. And Krishna, when he understood that everybody is there, he expanded his body and then slipped out of the coils of Kalia and jumped on the hood of one of the prominent hoods of Kalia, started dancing. Krishna's feet are very soft like butter. All the Brajavasis, all the gopis, they would fear, Hare Krishna, akele ja rahe hain Vrindavan mein, how will, what will happen? When Krishna was first time given this, seva of herding calves, so Krishna said, okay, I am going, and Yashoda said, you have to please wear these shoes. Krishna said, if I wear shoes, all my cows should also wear shoes. How many cows Nanda Maharaj had? 9 lakh cows. That means how many shoes? 36 lakh shoes.
4 रहता है आदमी
4 रहते हैं ना. So बोले इतना कहाँ से लाएंगे? So, I will not wear shoes then. So all the cows, they heard this. So they thought, how is this possible? Braj is full of pebbles and stones. It may hurt Krishna's soft feet. All the cows, they ran and they powdered all the pebbles and the stones of Vrindavan. That's how now also if you go to Vrindavan, the sand, the dust of Vrindavan is very fine, very soft. बट कालिया को ऐसा सॉफ्ट नहीं लग रहा था. For Kalia, it was like thunderbolt falling on his head. That's why Krishna is 4.11. Anyone remembers 4.11 Bhagavad Gita? Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham. As you go to Krishna, Krishna will reciprocate accordingly. So Kalia was not in a mood of very nice devotee. So for Kalia, it was like thunderbolt. And when Krishna was stamping on Kalia's hoods, it was really painful. All his poison started coming out, and ultimately poison was exhausted. Blood started coming out of the mouths of Kalia. And slowly, Kalia became very, very weak. All his poison was now exhausted. And Kalia is now and Krishna is now dancing very nicely. अच्छा dancing में अगर instruments नहीं होंगे तो कैसे मजा आएगा? You know. So all the devatas they came with instruments, mridang, kartal, and all the different types of drums. And they all, with all the expertise of the devatas, they could not match the dancing of Krishna. And Krishna was dancing such wonderfully. All the Gandharvas and Apsaras, they were put to shame. ऐसा dance कर रहे हैं बाप रे. And ultimately, the word used here is अखिल कलादि गुरु ननर्तक. जितनी भी कलाएं हैं उनके गुरु कौन है? Krishna. So अखिल कलादि guru is dancing. Who can match? And Krishna is having all the fun. At one point of time, so far, Kalia, his wives, they were devotees. They were thinking it is nice that our husband will be dead today because he is envious of the Lord. Of course, it should not be taken literally. Class में अच्छा सुना हमने आज. At one point of time, these wives, they saw that now Kalia is becoming repentant. He transformed. इतना पिटाई खा के ना बेचारे को बुद्धि आई. And he started thinking, oh, he's Supreme Lord, I am so sinful. At that stage, the wives of Kalia, they thought, अभी हमको बचाना पड़ेगा अपने पति को. Till now, they were not doing anything. They were thinking, पिटाई होने दो. Devotee नहीं है, इतना गड़बड़ किया है, इतना पाप किया है. Devotee नहीं है, चलेगा, पाप किया है. So all these wives of Kalia, they brought their children in front and they prayed to Krishna. And they offered beautiful prayers. And one of the prayers, two beautiful prayers are there. I'll recite this. Thoda lamba hai. So in these two prayers, the Nagpatnis, they are telling, oh Krishna, we don't know what good activities our husband has done. कुछ तो अच्छा किया रहेगा. अरे आपका चरण का रज प्राप्त करने के लिए लक्ष्मी देवी भी तपस्या कर रही हैं, उनको नहीं मिल रहा है, और आप हमारे पति को तो भर भर के दिए हैं. कस्यानुभावस्य न देव विद्महे तवांघ्रिरेणुं स्पर्शाधिकार यद्वांछया श्रीललनाचरत्तपो विहाय कामान् सुचिरं धृतव्रताः. What tapasya this Kalia must have done. That Lakshmi, yadvanchaya Shri. Shri means Lakshmi. Lakshmi is doing tapasya, उनको नहीं मिल रहा है. इसको कैसे मिल गया इतना? Oh my Lord, you are so wonderful. We don't want anything. Just release, just forgive our husband. So it's so very interesting. Krishna, he killed so many demons before they could do anything much. But this Kalia created maximum havoc in Vrindavan. उसको छोड़ दिया. क्यों? क्यों छोड़ दिया? वाइफ डिवोटी है. और इंद्र को क्यों छोड़ दिया? वो ही डिवोटी है. सो कृष्ण का अच्छा लॉजिस्टिक्स है. डिवोटी है क्या? ओके ठीक है, साइड में लो. अच्छा डिवोटी कांटेक्ट है क्या इसका? डिवोटी कांटेक्ट है तो भी चलेगा. So ultimately, Krishna released Kalia and said, Kalia, don't fear Garuda. There is another story why Kalia was staying in that lake that we'll discuss some next class or sometime. He said, don't fear Garuda. Garuda will not trouble you now. You can go back to Ramanaka island. And Garuda will not touch you because he will see my head on your feet. So that's how Kalia was purified. And Kalia left. So that's how this wonderful story of deliverance of Kalia is described. We'll stop here. Thank you very much. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any questions? Any one question anybody has?
Probably why was Krishna never named?
Named means naam diya na.
Name, अभी मैंने पढ़ा कि उसको because of his black he was called Krishna and all that. उसका नामकरण नहीं हुआ था कुछ. ऐसा है क्या?
I'll show you the verse. He gives the name Krishna. Krishna is the name given, and Krishna means black also. So Krishna is the eternal name of Krishna. Of course, Krishna is always known by the activities, by the devotees he is connected to. He is called Devaki Nandan, Nandanandan. Whatever actions he performs, he is named after that.
नामकरण हुआ था उनका.
Yes,
Ravi,
Yeah.
you said Krishna has different color, right? It's pink and straight.
Shukla raktas tatha pita idanim krishnatam gatah.
So, Shukla or
Shukla is Hamsa avatar. Lord appeared as Hamsa avatar in Satya Yuga. And Rakta, it is not mentioned. I have also tried to find, but Rakta avatar kaun se hai, wo I also could not find. In Treta Yuga he appeared as Lord Ram, but Rakta wale kaun se hai, I am not sure. Shukla, Rakta, Pita. Pita is Mahaprabhu and Idanim Krishna. Krishna Tamgata.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
so do the friends or any contact, even if you have met or touched or talked with any devotee, so will that person who has done anything with a devotee good, like talked about Krishna or anything or expressed his doubts, does he also get benefited?
Yes. He gets a chance to come close to Krishna, but it is up to that person to take that benefit or not. When Narsimdev said 21 generations will be benefited because you are a devotee, that does not mean हमारा तो उद्धार होने वाला है. आप करते रहो. आप 16 क्या 64 वाला रोज करो.
But
We get an opportunity to practice spiritual life. If we don't do it, we will not get benefited. Okay.
But when somebody wants to take up the opportunity, but he does it in a wrong way, like I can't give an example.
ठीक है पहले सोच लो.
Because what happens when you do bhakti the wrong way? What is the result when you do bhakti the wrong way? Like
भक्ति रॉन्ग वे कैसे करेंगे?
means you are just chanting like करना तो पड़ेगा ही. करना
That is also purifying. करना तो पड़ेगा ही बोल के भी करेंगे तो भी अच्छा है. In due course of time, you know what will happen? Krishna will बोलेंगे, Krishna will say, अरे नालायक कभी तो अच्छे से कर ले. अंदर से आवाज आएगी. ऐसा करना ही है, अभी क्या बोलेंगे अभी, नहीं तो प्रभु जी पूछते हैं हर बार. ठीक है, प्रभु जी भी क्या याद करेंगे, तो मालक आज तो करके जाना चाहिए.
Because I try to involve my friend in Krishna Bhakti and
How many rounds you are chanting?
I'm still on one round.
One round, ठीक है. One round करते रहो, and you keep calling your friends. In due course of time, they'll come.
Because he has a total other way. When I told him, try at least saying the name clearly. Because he always says, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. You can't even understand.
हम लोग को कॉम्प्लेक्स मत दो यार, बहुत लोग ऐसे ही जप करते हैं इधर हम लोग.
So when he is even saying the name,
कई लोग एकादशी जपा करते हैं, हरे कृष्णा राम राम हरे हरे. कई बार तो लोग बम्बल भी जपा करते हैं, ऐसा करते हैं कि समझता भी नहीं कौन सा मंत्र कर रहा है यार. हरे कृष्णा ही बोल रहा है कि और भी कुछ बोल रहा है बीच में. भगवान भी आके बोलेंगे भाई बस करना. ओके ठीक है, बाकी बाद में डिस्कस करते हैं. एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस? Okay, ठीक है, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jayo Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jai Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jayo Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gauru Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gauru Hari Bol. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladanadanayine.
Praladanadanayini.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Hiranakashipurvakshaya.
Shilachandana-kalaye.
Shilachandana-kalaye.
Ito Narsimha Bharato Narsimha.
Ito Narsimha Bharato Narsimha.
Yato yato yami tato Narsimha.
Yato yato yami tato Narsimha.
Mahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Hare Narsimha, Hridaye Narsimha.
Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapade.
Sharamim Sharanam Sharanam Swapahe.
Tavakar Kamala Varenakha Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Kamala Varenakha Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare
Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare.
Jayo Narsimhadev 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 Jaya Narsimhadev.
Jai Narsimhadev, 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 Jai Narsimhadev.
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad
Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशक श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय। भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Anyone has come for the first time today to our program? Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Mahaprasade Govinde.
Mahaprasade Govinde.
Nama Brahmani Vaishnave.
Nama Brahmani Vaishnave.
Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan.
Dharma Punya Pranam.
Vishwasuneva Jayate.
Vishwasuneva Jayate.
Sharira Vidyaja.
Sharira Vidyaja.
Jadendriya Tahika.
Indriya Tahika.
जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तार मध्य जीवाति लोभ माया सुदुर्मति ताक जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय परिवारे जीव जाय स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाव से अन्नामृत पाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेम डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री भगवत महाप्रसाद की जय।